Was good, Rawia? Was good, Donnie? How y'all living, man? How y'all living? Bakugo, what's good, Ilya? You went swimming? Nice, nice, very nice. Let me ask you a question. Do you, when you swim when you were young, right? I mean, you guys are still young. When I was younger and I would swim, the amount of pool water that I would choke on was terrible. It was terrible, man. It was terrible. Okay, my mic is good. Alright, let me share this on the Discord and we'll get started, though. But yeah, we're about to break this down. I was supposed to... Hold up. I was supposed to... Yeah, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here for now. I'm chilling, Donnie. Just gonna get this reaction for you guys and then maybe go into one game. But let me see how time goes. I don't want to spend more than 2 hours here. But yeah, man, I'm hyped. I'm excited. It's a very, very busy time for me around this time. But man, a favorite since season 5? I haven't been this excited for a character since season 5. I haven't really used meta since season 5. So hype. Well, let me know thoughts in chat though. For whatever you selected on the options, Bakugo, AFO, Stars and Stripes, or you're indifferent, it's whatever. Just let me know. Let's get motion. Also, GG's, Donnie. You've really improved. Proud of you. I mean, naturally, you definitely get better. Better than your friend, what his name is. Say? Or was it Nene? I haven't seen a crash out like that before. Like your friend. This guy got revived, went straight to get revenge with no loots, no levels. Still Xena alive. Do this one. I'm gonna get started in 1 minute. $67 with 3 votes. Okay. All right. Here's our agenda. Right. We're gonna start off with this, and we're gonna just break down all of this. But I'm trying to see if I can maximize the screen. Hold on. So I don't know. Is this big enough? I go back to swimming. Enjoy. I even have my own students. You do? Is this big enough or should I enlarge it? Anyway, let me know if it's visible. But we'll go into the analysis and we'll break down what stamp is, pros and cons, counter, tactics. And then I want to give a summary and then also react to other people who have reacted to Stars and Stripes. But I'll give you my 2 cents first, right? Off the jump. But let me reduce the volume first. What is... Take this all the way down. Okay, there we go. I'll just reduce that for now, and then let me react to this. Okay, let's start from is it, okay, let's do top to bottom. Ooh. So that doesn't do any damage, right? From what it looks. Dang, that is huge. Level 9 is big. Level 9 is some big boy stuff. Oh, nah. That is actually nuts. What the heck? It's literally a constant vacuum. Because normally, the closest we've had to this is like Ender's beta that pulls you in, right? Like when you're towards the edge, it's like a vortex. But the fact that this is consistent, it's kind of scary. Hey, yo! Wait, slow down. Why are they going all out for her like this? Wait. They've never done this before. At least I don't remember. Or did the video just move forward? Hold on. Because they showed the move along with other moves, right? That's with melee. They're showing different ways you can use the beta. And then they showed it with beta and gamma for the last clip, right? Yeah, they did. Nah, they're definitely promoting her. She's gonna be cracked. And the fact that she's strike, apparently, the fact that she's strike, we'll go into that later on, is going to be that's a hint that she has higher damage output than, let's say, what Tokoyami has and Young AFO. Never can I recall a strike character that did not have some crack damage. Like never. It's never happened before in this game, right? So the fact that she's like a hybrid between a technical strike is what it seems. But she's a hybrid of many things. I just don't know why they made her strike. It doesn't make sense. As someone who's a fan, if she's a top favorite, you know, of mine in the show, and how technical her abilities are, she's like a hybrid between, I wouldn't even say strike. It's like she's between technical, assault, and support. To be any of those three things, but it's not strike. So at this point, it just goes to show that these icons don't matter. But now this vortex is dope though. Let me look at everything and then I'll go back and I'll talk specifically about stuff. But the most shocking thing so far, and what people are gonna look out for, is the fact that it pulls you in constantly, right? Yeah, level 1 is cute. Where's the one where they're trying to run? Okay, forward, forward. I want to see how many times can we roll it. Wait. Hold on, sorry. There's something just hit my attention. Something came to mind right now. Is her jump automatically a movement, or does she move forward because the air is also pulling her in? You know, like when she does melee, does it just enhance her speed in the direction of the thing? That's OC. Critter vacuum targeted, pulling opponents towards center. Hold the button to adjust where the skill deploys. Use it at the start of your offense and try mixing it with stars and stripes or other quirks. So they make it generic, which is why I didn't really read this at first. But this means that, ooh, is it just her? Or can other teams also do this? Imagine if her teammates can also be like all attacks pull into here. It's like planetary devastation from Naruto. You know what I'm talking about? That's just gonna pull you in. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, this is not fair. As excited as I am to play as a favorite character, what is this is not fair in any way. Listen, if you get an AFO into this, if you get an AFO that just comes in, this is going to be very annoying. AFO, any AoE attack, even if you have a Shigi right here in the center, and they're just gonna blitz you. Now this character is 100% going to be focused. It's gonna be low-key somewhat of a hard time for people who are excited about Stars and Stripes or want to main her, because End Circle, you're going to get focused. Not only can you put this here, but apparently you can also put her special that neutralizes, some aspect of HP damage towards endgame. So 100%, you gotta be prepared for smoke when you use this character. I can say arguably she's gonna be as more focused than Kurogiri would be, because I mean Kurogiri takes your kills, but he's also not an all-rounded threat like she is. I got so interested in the fact that that vortex pulls people in and you have to constantly roll from it that I forgot what the original thing I wanted to talk about was. So she could do two hits and then she could spin into the nuke. So you can do up to two demonstrated. It could be more. And you could do multiple at the same time. So anyone that's there could just pack. But I wonder if there's a limit. Like, is it two people? Is it four people? If for whatever reason an AFO pulls someone to the center and Stars does that punch, does everyone there get nuked? It's going to be a very interesting combination. But for the melee part, give me a moment. It also works in the air. Whew. I mean, that makes sense. It's an air move. So one thing that will be good to know here is, does her melee, like normally, will it launch her forward, or is it only this way because of the vortex, right? Like that's quite fast. Is it only this way because of the vortex, or is it because of her melee naturally gives her movement too, right? And I think it's because of the vortex is an enhancer. It enhances her ability to hit the move. And then the constant roll, yeah, just get someone with an AoE move, and that's going to be straight problematic, man. I think we've seen everything here. They did a good job of demonstrating this quirk set. No, not this quirk set. This her quirks in combination with other quirks. I don't think I've seen that normally. Usually they just show alpha, beta, gamma, special separately, but they're chaining everything together. That's quite nice. Hmm. I'm so tempted now. You know what? Might as well do this as we're going. So one of the pros. This is should be her bread and butter for team combos, though. But nah, that was very well done. Oh, interesting. From the demo, what? It chains? Why? Nah. So it's basically like a shock wave. So if you have, oh man, was that five? No way, that was five times. The level one animation is actually quite nice because it's just yellow, you know. You'd think it would be the reverse, where the level nine animation of like the white stream would be different. But now, does this mean if she hits like, I don't know, an obstacle is also going to have the same effect by hitting enemies in the surrounding area because it's like splash damage, but it's kinetic. So it connects from one teammate to another. But we don't know what the maximum damage of this would be. If we look at the trajectory of where the stars are coming from, we can see that one is pointing towards Shiggy, and for that reason, maybe he's taking damage. So if someone else is at this point, they might take damage as well as any of the tips of where the stars is. That'll be an interesting detail they put, as opposed to just, oh, if anyone is close by, they just sort of take that damage. Ideally, there should be a limit for how much this sort of effects of the chain should be. And the person taking direct hits, I think naturally from what we've seen, like when you play characters like Overhaul or All Might, what you would notice is the direct splash damage is like some 80, and then the splash damage is 30. So direct hits would ideally do more damage, right? And so he should be taking like maybe 30% of what the actual maximized percentage of the damage would be. But what I'll be really curious is if anyone is close to these points, you know, does it stun them? Or is it just in this entire orb? Because that would be quite, you know, overpowered. As someone who's looking forward to this character, I'm not looking forward to them to be broken. What's good, Azuz? What am I witnessing? JK, what's up? Yeah, five. Five, actually? Oh, yeah, five times? Funny thing, she reminds me of Hercules. Oh, she does! Or Thor, low-key as well. But Hercules, okay. Or is it, what's his name? Zeus? Zeus, yeah. I think Zeus is who came to mind. So here we see the AoE is larger, but what I'm curious about um, is it going to be the same effect where, you know, in this orb right now, this entire sphere, does this, does it hit anyone that's just in the sphere, or is it anyone that's at the tips of the star, you know, from that laser? So that's going to be good to know. And also, what is the depth of the damage? Like, for instance, if Cementos was around here and he has his blocks, would it also hit? Like, would obstacles affect in between what's going to be in this laser, or does close proximity matter? So yeah, it'll be interesting to know. Because of the shots, she's doing actually the same thing as Hercules' father did. Oh yeah, that's Zeus. Or is it Zeus? Five times is it's quite, that is something. That is something. Yeah, pair her with an AoE character and one character with mobility, problems. But she's 100% going to be one of the focused characters in the game because she's a team carrier, right? Like, the moveset she has so far just fits well. Yeah, here I really want to know if you hit next to a building, does it have the same effect? Or it will just do splash instead since you're not doing direct damage. Direct damage, you know, more damage, of course. And then the particle effects of whatever's left would make sense for splash. They're not done yet. They really went all out demonstrating her properly. It's level 9 five times. Okay, I think we've seen it. But the good thing is you can still move, right? So these guys are stationary, right? So you still have to aim to hit that. Okay, good to know. This has been my favorite move so far. Question is, how much armor does she have? Like, does she just tank? Uh, is it like AFO's Gamma, where you know he is going to have hyper armor, but he's going to take damage? That would be fair, you know. Given she can grab multiple people as part of that. But I wonder what the limit is. Can it be like four, six, eight people in that stream of the damage? Oh, thank God they showed that. No way. She's got two. She's got two. Oh, come on. Come on. She's got two. Yeah, they did a good job demonstrating things. I hope they carry on this way with other characters in the future, you know? Like they display what it's like hitting direct and hitting indirect with that movement. So if she misses, yeah, that's her form of movement and mobility as described in the text. So if we're to break down some things of what makes sense or not, right, is in that moment, can she be interrupted or is it straight hyper arm? I need to read, let me read the description again just to make sense, to know what type it is, right? Like when she's in flight and she's going like this, can she be interrupted? Is it like All Might's beta, you know, where he's just hyper armor, but he could be knocked out, right, of it. So I wonder if this is the same sort of effect where, you know, if also what can hmm, head to head with a charge, like how would she win some exchanges, right? Like Shiggy, how would she win against a Shiggy Gamma, an All Might Beta, a Red Dabi grab, um, overhaul, overhauls, is it Gamma or so? How would she win against that? Who else has like a charge effect? Hawks Beta, both Hawkses, right? You know, with the charge, how would that work? So she should be able to be knocked back from it. Um, or is it at the tip it has more hyper armor? So that's going to be interesting. So good movement. I don't think it leaves her as open compared to, you know, All Might. Because All Might does this, and then at the end of this animation, he does his beta, right? So there's that beta slam with the tornado or hurricane that leaves All Might open, right? Since when we're using her, um, you know, playing as All Might. That's an observation. But she has two of it, you know, which is what was the scary part because you can get generous. If you have one, you can be cautious, right? And you could give her a chance to be punished. I expected it to be one, just given what the move can do. But the fact is she can miss one, then she can follow up with another. I hope this does not have tracking. Like it should not be like a Red Derby type beta, prime Red Derby beta, you know, at this point. I don't think it looks like it. But what is going to be really interesting to know is does that stream of the nuke go all the way down to a building, right? Like, does it pierce through down here? So let's say you're in, let's say, what's an area common people know? Let's say you're in the dome, right, in USJ map, and then you're healing underneath a building, or you're in villain, you know, hideout somewhere in the new map, and then this goes all the way down. Is it going to hit other people there too? And is there a signal for people to know that it's coming, right? Like, oh, I'm healing. Oh shoot, yeah, Stars and Stripes, Gamma is about to pierce through the roof above me. I need to roll, you know. Hopefully there's a signal for that because it makes it fair. I hope they don't make it like Shiggy's beta, Tech Shiggy's beta, where once that guy has decided to launch himself wherever he's landing, you don't see it. He just explodes, right? So hopefully they give like good UIs so it helps players react, right? Especially if it does a decently strong amount of damage, which we can anticipate it's going to do given she's a strike character. Yeah, I think we have our answer. It probably goes through buildings, right? But it's somewhat slow. Do you see the way this comes all the way down? It's like a slow charge. So it's not instant. One, yeah, there's like about a zero point 0.5 second delay before it goes all the way down here. So I guess that's the signal for people if they see it coming to leave, right? It'll be nice if they show the POV like they did the beta with what an opponent would see. And it'll just help people prepare a little bit more. But I guess they want to hold out to surprises. And do you notice how slow? Oh, the wave is actually the player going down slowly, right? Which means ideally she should be able to be knocked out of this maybe before this point, you know? Interesting. But it looks like for the Titan to show up, she would have to grab them. Because what would be overpowered is if you can do this on command. So imagine you could just hold it, and if you hold the gamma and she releases it, the Titan form comes up and then just nukes someone. Because what that would mean is that towards end game, not only can she spawn, the beta at the bottom, shoot with alphas, and then she can go up and then just do this without having to hit anyone. That would be that would be too overwhelming, right? Because one, your teammates would be safe with her special, which we're about to see next. Two, she can spam AoE at the bottom with her alphas, use the beta to pull people in, either out of Storm or into Storm. Um, and then she can use her Gamma and just hold it down to nuke someone, just like this. So hopefully the prerequisite for the Titan to come up should be it's a direct hit. Um, Interesting though, they did a good job with her. Now for one of the most controversial move here, right? People had a lot of speculations. Let me see. Let's see what this is about. Got 125 HP. So that's a five point drop normally in Storm, right? She activates it. This is ridiculous. And it's a 10. It's a 10% increase in her HP. And her allies, probably. And it moves with her? No way! Oh my goodness. Why would they do this guys, bro? Why? As hyped as I've been for this character since season 5, being excited for Mirio, the fact that I've saved and I have about 9,000 tickets across my accounts. This is not fair. Oh my gosh. It moves with her. I thought it was a new order in this particular space. It's safe. Nah, this is storm abuse. Like, there should be boundaries of what you should do, right, as a developer, because I have developed some games before. That you should just go, yeah, this doesn't make sense or it would not be fair. So these guys really have no, no, bro, no way. Directly to the ally? As excited as I am for her, the focus is deserved. You guys heard me say it first. You guys heard me say it first. The focus is deserved, man. 100% as a consequence of being able to do this and her being a strike character was good kill. Um, she should 100% have the lowest damage output as a strike character. This is too unreasonable and it's too unfair. Like, what? Because she's everything, but I don't know why they made her strike. They could have just made her technical instead. That is so. I wonder what the charge is. It's percent, so she can turn it off. What? Why? Oh, it's a percent? Do you know how overwhelming already it is? The fact that she can do that, Like, that would happen, and I would think, oh, okay, well, she can turn it off, so maybe you can see her in Storm, and then it's gonna have a cooldown charge. I need to count how long this special is actually, because you can't like buff the length of like a special's percentage by any tuning. And I wonder what that is a decent range as well. And then she's still healing 10 HP per second, which is still beatable, but still that's just largely unfair. You can clearly fight as well, or you can't. Okay, that's something that we need to find out now, right? Like, can she attack while she's in her special? Because it wouldn't make sense for her to have multiple rules, right? Like this is a rule itself, and then she has another rule where she can call the beta, you know, according to her quirk, that's one, that's like what, two rules? Or how many can she have at a time? I think she said she might set up to three, but they might not care in the game given the amount of things that don't make sense in this game. But ideally, what would be a good game design is she should not be able to attack, at least with her alpha, gamma, beta. It should cancel the special out. Did they show how long it lasts? One thing I want to do is I want to count how much did she gain from activating it, right? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. With tuning changes things a lot. So it's 6, at most 6, right? But it'd be good to know what the charge percent is. Okay, it look reasonably slow. The percentage time look reasonably slow, right? But get any other support character, get Nejire, get Kurogiri, get a Froppy. You can, like end game, you guys have you control, you dictate the fight. Like you completely dictate the fight with Stars and Stripes and another support character, even if it's a Momo, right? Or Cementos. Because now you can have a safe haven here for a few seconds. And here's what's funny. Towards the end, we didn't see the percentage go down. So what does that mean? Right? Or was it? Okay, 90. It's still going down, but why does it seem slower? So is it longer if you, is her special longer if you do it on a teammate than if she does it on herself? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At 5 seconds, it stops at 75% for a teammate. If you go back to the beginning and we play it, how long does that last? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's the same. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But it's only in Storm. That's some 20 something seconds. That's still, wow, wow, this character, bro. This is mad. I don't know what people are saying, but very interesting. Let me put all my initial thoughts right now, just raw, not overthink it. One of the pros is like, in general, okay, I'll start with, I'll start it in order of alpha, beta, and everything else, right? AOE. Well, not AOE, it's more of like, I'll just say chain damage to keep it simple. So she has like a cluster effect on her alpha. Her beta is like, I'll just say team, you can say team combo starter. For gamma, it's more of, I'll say, definitely some things here. Mobility times 2 plus, it's like you can mitigate being punished from this, but it is not as large. I need to make this larger. Because, yeah, that's very hard to see. Hold on. I didn't realize how small the font is. Hold on. Let's do that. Is this slightly better? Let me check my screen. Yo, what's good? So, hey, yo, it's Lee. Shout out to Lee, man. One of the most wholesome streamers. What's good, twin? I was so absorbed in, focusing on this because on my phone, the menu is literally blocking chat. So I need to close it and turn it back off, turn it on. But let me know if you guys can see what if it's better right now, the screen. And I want to put all these initial things. Then we're gonna react to King Cass, and then we'll react to Taz, his thoughts, because other people have good points of views that we might have missed. But yeah, this character is clearly the best so far this year, hands down. Hmm. Also, let me know if my mic is good. Well, quickly to get my thoughts out, mobility times two. You can also escape, like you can be forgiving with this, right? Like if you miss the first gamma on a direct hit, if you don't intend to, you can hit the second one. So I'm gonna be really nice with Wall Runner on this. If she has a Wall Runner willpower build, that is what I would use 100% first. And then the next thing I would use is I would use something like willpower and speedy civilian rescue because you can marinate in storm to support your teammates. What's good, Azuz? Welcome back. Um, so that gamma might be a say combo ender, but also um I'll copy this as well so we could say pros and cons for each move. And then I'll just say this character is a hybrid. She's more of a team enhancer, right? She's really a hybrid. I think she's a hybrid between um kind of too quiet. Where's music? She's kind of like a hybrid between where's the music too distracting? Hold on. She's a hybrid between she's not strike. It doesn't make sense she's strike. Ideally, between a technical a support and an assault is what she really is. The devs are just trolling with this character, but let me think of something like team combos. Just use any AoE character with her, right? Like use what's his name? AFO. Shiggy. Or red to be specific. Because purple is just gonna come off mess you off of your combos. Oh, how many tickets did I save? I saved on PC right now. I have 4.7k. PlayStation is 3k. I got a 4.7 on PC and 3.6 on PS, I think. But we're getting all her costumes. We're getting all her fits. Also, hopefully your PlayStation can get fixed. There's a link for some people that do like mobile fixing, right? I take care of Zeus. I appreciate you. It's nice being here because I have to do get stuff to do for my game project. Oh yeah, congrats on your game project and yeah, lock in, bro. Um, did I reply to? Let me put this here in case I don't know if she's. You can still she can still hear it. I got 4.7 on a PC plus 3.6. It's gonna be very hard for ops to roll out of hard to roll out of team combos, honestly. Now for this character, for weaknesses, honestly, she already seems quite balanced because she's got two mobility moves an AoE move that could be used defensively, right? Because if you're running away and you're escaping from people, right, you could use the beta to slow people down from attacking you to begin with, right? Um, so yeah, you could use the beta to slow people down. And so for cons, I'm trying to think of cons from a POV of playing as this character. The number one thing that comes to my mind is, I'll just say get. Just get ready to be focused is the main thing I'll say. Get ready to be focused with this character, man. That's just really the initial thing. Like, you need to play like aggressively aware. Yeah, you need to play battle aware. I just think she can be focused, and she doesn't have that much. The movement she has gives her movement, but it's not movement where she's able to escape from like a rapid or the type of characters. Right? All her moves already seem good, so there's more pros to her than cons. But I think it's more of the focus that's going to be the main pressure from this character. What else am I thinking? For counter attack, is there anything else in cons? Cons are disadvantages. We're doing team players, so it's going to take some time to. You have to. I think she's going to be like somewhat like Kurogiri in a sense, just in terms of the focus, because Kurogiri is a player that is a trump. He's like a trump card to the team, and so that makes it hard for people to play as Kurogiri because they're gonna get focused. He also takes skill to play like well. Like if you use too many of his moves, it's going to take away from his ability to be able to escape, right? So with stars, it's a similar thing where she uses her gamma. She's not going to be able to run away as easily. So that's another thing to look out for. It's really just the focus. I think once we actually get into the game, we'll be able to tell. But you have to definitely 100% be battle aware to evade. But her movement is not. It's movement, but it's not going to give her much to escape. You have to play around buildings as you're moving. What else are we at? Counter-attack. When I was thinking about counter-attack, what I was thinking about specifically are things oriented towards how to... okay, one thing you could do for a counter-attack, right, is you could do... Let's say you're being chased. Being chased, you can beta to slow ops down. So you could beta preemptively to slow ops down, like tech Dabi traps. I'll put it that way, because I also I'm a Dabi main, so I understand. So from this perspective, right, you just basically, if you're being chased because she doesn't have that much mobility, pop this guy. Pop a beta near a door, and maybe do like 2 alphas, and then move. Like you can play kite with her. You can be like a kite character, right? But what's interesting is, wait, hold on. You saw how the orb went big and then it went small from a distance. Does that mean the closer you are to it, the more it's going to pull? But the further you are away from it, the smaller the effect of the vacuum, right? Look at that. You see how big that was? Yeah, so the closer it is, the bigger it is, which means defensively, you can pop this right next to you and you could dip, right? Because it's going to keep pulling you in, right? And it's going to be hard to roll from it anyway, like what was happening from the POV here. Like, this part is really, this has to be the most oppressive move she has, right? Because it's a passive buff. Anything that is passive that you sort of can use on demand, and you could have it be cooked in multiple ways. Like, you could run away from this if she has a low health. She can put this here with her beta, and then she could also use her special to heal in Storm, right? So you could also let's put several things here, right? If you want to counter attack with this character, right? You could beta to slow ups down. But then you could also beta plus special in Storm to discourage the chase. Though in this economy, I think people will also people will also let me put it this way. So beta for, I'll say, evasion. So you can set it down close by, right? Doors, corners, etc. And then offensively, right? You could use alpha. This is just speaking with her, not speaking with teammates. You could use alphas, but then you can also use the gamma, right? So you say alpha or gamma. Okay, keeping it simple. What else from being chased would make sense? Yeah, gamma is really for mobility, right? And then special is just going to be helpful for you to hit and move, right? But I'm also wondering if can you also use alpha like Denki? That's also a possibility. So I'll leave those two up there for now, right? And then the stamp portion of this is really about how do we put everything together at this point for this character? So what's this, F12? Everything together for Stars and Stripes. I think if you were to use the stamp strategy, right, what would make sense to do with this character, honestly, is going to be playing you'll either forward team support aggressively or defensively. I think the more you play around your team, right, like maybe you're relatively close to one teammate, you can get a lot off of them, because it means if you're a duo and there's a Stars and Stripe and there's another character that has AoE, if she plays around that character, you could only focus on Stars, or you could focus on her teammate. So doing things like setting beta, moving around your beta with the alpha, using a gamma to hit corners and stuff is going to be really helpful and important. So that's from a team standpoint. So if you want to be a team player with this character, honestly, the most important thing I would say is to try and keep your survivability alive. Like, you want to stay alive towards endgame. Endgame, this character is almost a guaranteed win. If you have decent judgments in endgame, and you're playing as Stars and Stripes, the strategy to do would just be go up with her gamma, and then drop her betas down, right? When you drop your betas down, it's gonna pull people in, right? And then she can just spam alphas, and then she could breathe in Storm and also heal to back up the team, and then come back to it. So all of these things into effect are really important and helpful. Aggression, beta is the bread and butter for combos, 100%. For maneuverability, we know it's her gamma. I would combine tunings like Wall Runner or Space Hop or Spiraling for mobility tunings to enhance her. I would say that that's really important to add if you're to be supportive with this character all rounded, because her kit already makes her, right now, I would argue, the best the best character to have as a teammate, whether it's offensive or somewhat defensive. With the names I have, Mirio, Dabi, Hawks, All Might, Aizawa, Kurogiri, Endeavor, Kiri, Yellow Kiri to be specific. Her combination of the quirks she has makes her like by far the best character to have as a teammate in this game. I don't know best character in general because playstyles matter, but with my playstyle, she's definitely going to be easily at the top with what I've seen. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'll do a recording, just giving back the gist and summary of all these moves all together. But I want to react to listen to what Kent is saying, and then I'll get back to doing a video summary and ending the stream. Well, we at 51 minutes. Okay, not bad. Some breakdowns have taken like 2 hours before. Just going way into the deets. All right, King Cass, you see the man down. Show him some love. Solid content creator.
Again, and we just got new details and confirmations about Star and Stripe with the new previews of her skills and special action. And I gotta say, I'm surprised by how much I got right about her skills from the trailer, but I'm also intrigued by the things I got wrong. But I'll be going over everything new we just learned today, so make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe because we're kicking off Season 16 tomorrow. But with all that said, let's jump into it. Alright, so as usual, we got a showcase of all the new character skills individually, and Star is looking even more interesting now that we've gotten a better look at her skills. Starting with her Alpha Diffusion Laser, we get confirmation that it does indeed hit multiple enemies within its AoE, and even at level 1, the range looks really good. We don't get to see the damage numbers, so it's still unknown if there's a damage drop-off.
Hopefully the damage numbers should be really low.
Laser, but regardless, this easily looks like a pretty good ranged attack that will be pretty good at punishing crowds. She lets off quite a few shots, so it looks like she'll have a decent amount of ammo at her disposal, and at max level, her alpha's knocked down after 7 hits. So that makes me think her single hits won't be too insane damage-wise, but that could easily not be the case, especially if they really want her to perform well even for lower skilled players. We don't get the best display of its full range potential,
that's true,
or how well it works on airborne enemies, but even still, you can see a ton of potential.
Like Mirio's Alpha, when you hit it one time, it does like 40 damage, but then, or 45 or 50 max. But then if you hold that down, that gets really oppressive, right? Because he has like 10 of those, right? So
for this skill from this preview alone.
Hopefully hers
Moving on to her
be
Beta
like that,
Zero Air, the skill that has players pretty worried going into the new season. Star creates a void that pulls in enemies caught inside of his AoE, which sets them up to deal free damage. The skill looks like it ends after just a few seconds, but as all Ultra Rumble players learn sooner or later, a few seconds is all some players need to completely delete you. It looks to have pretty good range, and once it's set, Star is free to jump straight in and unleash a barrage of attacks, as we see from her landing multiple alpha hits before finishing with her gamma. Enemy players do have the freedom to roll, but depending on what's happening at the time, that's might not do much to say.
But it still pulls people
and
in.
I can't wait to test this out.
Yep. This part right here, like I said, if you're an AFO main and you see a Stud and Stripe as a teammate, yeah, just look out for this beta. Because both of those two things is incredibly almost unavoidable, right? Like you have to take some shots. I'm wondering if this initial vacuum, you know how, okay, with AFO's gamma, before it finishes, you can roll it. There's a time window where you can roll out of that thing, right? So in this case, I'm wondering if it's similar, where, okay, people see her AoE and they can roll it like AFO and then it's going to be fine. But it doesn't seem to be the case because there's a whole sphere around her.
With skills from different characters to see what will work for countering this move, but Just off the top of my head, I'm interested to see how characters with shields will do, as well as
Oh
Kurogiri,
yeah,
who
that's a good
theoretically
point.
should be able to warp himself out with his gamma at the very least, but
That is
we'll
true.
learn more on that front tomorrow.
Yeah,
Another
that is
cool
true.
detail we see
Shields.
here is that she can grab multiple enemies with her gamma, which is
Hmm.
the first grab attack with that capability, which is pretty cool.
Good
And her
point.
beta's
Yep.
ability to catch enemies in the air is one of its best features because that will cancel out their ability to dodge roll. So if you
Yep.
get caught jumping or flying, you're
Yep.
gonna eat all of that free damage.
Yep.
So for
Good point.
anyone who's been
True.
struggling with support Nedjarays flying at them with her beta, you now have a counterpoint.
Exactly.
Now her
That
gamma
makes sense.
showcase.
That makes so much sense, man. So all AoE characters, it's like what I said before earlier in the demonstration, right? Get AFO, any AoE characters, right? Like you're in the air and you have tech Todoroki that could do a beta gamma blast. You have AFO that could do a pull in as well. You have Endeavor's beta on the ground. You have Shige's beta on the ground, right? So all these AoE characters are going to have the time of their life if they have a support characters like stars, because that's going to be very oppressive. Now, if you have three AoE characters, including her, because you can count her as AoE for her beta, right? That's majorly oppressive, right? Like majorly to the point of you own of that building because every character can just reset their AoE. Stars can do the pull, AFO can do his gamma, Tech Shoto can also use his beta gamma combo because he has three of those to oppress people out of that building or trap them in to finish them off. Cementos as well, right?
Answers a big question that some players had about her mobility, and using her third skill, Kuranos, she can launch towards enemies for a grab that sets up her giant laser attack from her Colossal Titan, and they made sure to show off just how much range this move has.
Yep. And one thing I'm curious here is, does this go through underneath the building? So if you're healing underneath, does that also hit you? You know?
In addition to showing that she can grab multiple enemies, they also make a point to show that she'll have two charges for this skill, and she has both charges right from the start. So now we know that she'll have at least one option for escaping or chasing enemies, and as I said in my trailer breakdown, you can always add wall runner or space hop to her for more mobility options. But moving on to her last but definitely most interesting skill, her special action Invert Area confirms both how her special action will work in game and her role typing. As you can see, she's officially a strike character, which is probably the most surprising reveal about her given the nature of her special action. But I guess they didn't want support players getting too spoiled. But if you look closely, you'll see that the storm is hitting for 10 HP per second, and her
Yep.
special action completely inverts that damage and turns it into health restoration, which is kinda insane.
It
Her
is.
special skill is percentage based and lasts about 20 seconds, and depending on the cooldown time, this could absolutely be one of the most reliable abilities at her disposal. Even as the storm damage increases, that only inverts into more HP recovery, so she'll 100% be able to make plays out in the storm, whether that's to res a teammate, pop support items, save civilians, or going for a full-on revive. She'll have a nice window to get it done. Now, in order to combat this from being used to cheese matches for easy wins, as the storm's strength increases throughout the match, the duration of her special in storm decreases, meaning as the storm damage kicks up, her special goes from lasting around 20 seconds down to about 10 seconds. So again, while it gives her room to make a solid play out there, anyone expecting to just camp out deep in the storm and just pop heals is definitely going to be selling their team and look pretty crazy for.
Yeah, that was very good. That he broke that down properly, because what I was like is, oh, since they showed All Might, does that mean her special lasts longer for teammates but is slower on herself? Because I paid more attention to how fast it was dropping now, but it's more about the storm, how potent storm damage is towards the end game where there's less teams.
Overestimating this ability, but still, giving yourself or your teammates a little breathing room to operate while in the storm is still a pretty strong ability and can definitely be a difference maker when it comes to deciding the outcome of matches. Dabi players who are knocked in Storm can finally have a lifeline if they have a smart Star and Stripe teammate,
Mm-hmm.
since she can just place her special action over them
Mm-hmm.
and give them a window to use their self revive or simply crawl out of the storm.
Yep,
We'll have
yep.
to check to see if her special action can be reactivated if you cancel it before it fully depletes, or if you'll have to wait for it to fully refill before you can use it again. But regardless, this is definitely a pretty good use of her ability to bend reality to her will. Surprisingly, she hasn't been shown to be able to impose rules of any kind that will hinder enemies, aside
Yep.
from any who get caught up in her beta, but I'm sure somewhere down the line when she gets a new skill set, we'll see some implementation of that. The only things left to learn about her are the full
Mm-hmm.
extent of her combos, her full HP amount, her damage output, and of course, what new tuning perks she'll add to the tuning system. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much looking forward to finding all of that out once tonight's maintenance is over. Shout out to everyone who made it this far in the video, and now I want to hear what you guys are thinking. Do you think she's going to be insanely OP, and are you planning to roll for her when she drops in the Ultra Rumble tomorrow? Let me know down below, and make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to catch all the hype and excitement of the new season tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, as promised, let me set up my thanks. Thanks, man. Appreciate you pulling up. What was I gonna say? But yeah, my reaction thoughts on this is very much in line. There are a lot of things that the bro covered that someone forgot. So I'm just going to live respond here. But one of those things was the characters that have what's it, AOE, right? Like how does AOE affect things? So while it's fresh in my mind, rather than making a new comment here, I'll just respond. I'm really glad that her is good. Her special has um what's it? Are you guys able to type and at the same time as well? Good her damage has decreased the potency, the storm potency, but I think Bakugo the goods. Yeah, Ilya. We gonna find out. We'll find out. Yeah, she's definitely. Yeah, for Red Shiggy. Mount Lady Giant Form 2 is gonna be crazy on this. Alright, let's check Taz's. video.
Taz again here for a second video today. I can't lie, I've recently cleared all of my files because I'm finally getting a new PC, bro. It's about damn fucking time. I do just want to say thank you to you guys because it mostly is you guys who's technically got me this PC. So I owe you guys a lot, bro. So I'm again just here to say thanks. I've got some old gameplay running in the background right now, but we're here to talk today about season 16 because I believe the game is actually changing now. With Star and Stripes being released and how she's going to work in MHUR, I feel like they're going to have to change a few things in this game, or just mainly one thing that we're gonna be talking about today. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy, please leave a like on the video, and guys, if you haven't seen it, go check out my post. But we did select the winner for the giveaway. Preston, I believe his name is. Please message me on Discord. You have a few days to respond. If you don't, then we're gonna redo the giveaway. And guys, for season 16, I will be doing another giveaway as well. So if you guys do want to enter, you guys know what to do, bro. All you have to do is be a subscriber, leave a like, and comment down below. But without further ado, I'm sorry this intro went on for long, but now let's get on into the video. Okay, so if you haven't seen it before, Star and Stripes special action is gonna work in a way where she can deploy it on herself or a teammate. They can be downed too. She can't deploy it on herself if she's downed, I believe. But the thing she's deploying, and the thing I'm talking about here, is a shield that stops storm damage. So basically, if you're in the storm and you're getting damaged, you can use your special action to stop the storm damage, and you create like a big bubble around you. And
what came to mind right now is you can most likely find Stars and Stripes around Storm, which means two things, right? Like you could oppress them and push them all the way to Storm, right? Or you can, yeah, you can. Like that's a counter attack towards people playing as Stars and Stripes. Like I'm going to play devil's advocate to say, as strong as this ability is, the reliance on it is a double-edged sword, right? No matter how I see it, from someone who's played this game since season 1, Storm is the most indiscriminate thing in this game. Like it does not care how good you are. It is the ultimate equalizer in this game, right? Regardless of what character it is, unless it's a character that inherently, has damage negated.
And on paper, it does sound
100% something that you can counter. Well, no, let me not say 100%. Like it's not 100% in the sense that no matter what, you can have an answer towards people that are in storm towards this, but the main answer is like attrition, right? Attrition in the sense of who can last longer in storm. But if you have someone that's accurately aggressive, you can oppress Stars and just keep her in there.
Really overpowered. But there was one change with this character, and that is the longer you stay in the storm, the more damage you're going to take. And it's not confirmed, and this isn't a leak, but I just have a feeling myself that with this character being implemented into the game, the storm is not only going to work like that with Star and Stripes, but it's going to work like that in the lobby, and every character is now gonna have to deal with this new storm change. Again, there is a slight chance that this isn't gonna happen, but I just feel like it wouldn't make sense if it's only gonna happen to Star and Stripes. Or what about the teammates that she uses it on? Like, are they not gonna have that effect, only Star and Stripes? Logically, that wouldn't make sense. So I feel like they're either gonna add it to everyone or they ain't gonna add it at all. But they've clearly added it because it's in the description, bro. Like, I'm going in circles here. This is clearly just like logic right now. It's gonna be on the whole of it. And overall, like, me personally, I think it's a good thing because the amount of storm campers you get in ranked, honestly, so fucking boring to fight against, bro, especially when like you're the last team alive in the circle and they're just hiding using all of their greens. But anyways, let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below, and that is pretty much it for today's second video. Again, thank you guys for the support recently, and thank you guys again for, letting me be.
Okay, W Taz. I think I've covered everything reasonably I wanted to cover here anyway. So right now, let me check this poll real quick. She's cool. Whatever. Hey, why does AFO got no love yet? Hey, you AFO mains, you go and vote. Go and place your votes, yeah. Place your votes. Get giveaway. Go to Taz's place. What else? Where she can storm camp. Had a CC pupil, massive team conflict, potential high damage. Yup. I think we covered everything here. Other thing I wanted to bring to you guys' attention to as well is the some more information that has been found. So she's clearly strike. um, and you can follow, updates from different servers. This is a Risky Village from Switch Risky, so shout out to Switch Risky. Um, and also, Zol does good updates from Endeavor HQ, so you could probably check that out too as well. But if you guys want to stay updated so you're not caught off guard, one thing that these sort of information updates from the Discord channels help with is more information for people to be informed, because the platform itself does not do a good job informing about things. So the community has come up with wait, was good light? Start an AFO is me next season? You say less. I'm right there with you too. Oh, do you mean like the old AFO or new AFO quirk set? Yeah, get both. I hope you. Wish you may the roles be in your favor, my friend. Um, this is a good artwork though. I like this artwork. Um, but her beat strike is just the funniest thing. It's just the funniest thing. So we can anticipate her damage output is. I'll say don't be too optimistic that it's low. But in place of that, she should have like 250 or 300 HP. Would make it fair. New AFO. Yeah. Yeah, this is just more coverage on everything. Zol has good effects. So maintenance is going to be this time zone. We can also check the My Hero Ultra Rumble database as well. Let me see. Um, My Hero Ultra Rumble database. Let's see what the actual countdown time is right now. New AFO, I have old and young now. I need the new one. Oh my gosh, bro, that's good. Got all the collections, bro. Real AFO main. 9 hours from now, that's quite fast. I'm like, should I? I'm debating. End the stream, lock in, get some work done, and then uh game to try and maybe cross over to Ace just to get 40 extra tickets. That might be helpful. So I might actually do that. Um, let's see, in the database, did they add her as a character yet? Or because of the data mines, have they not done that yet? Because that was being a very discouraged. Well, it's not the first time we've seen that before. Like they always make noise. I think it's more of press. If they actually want to do stuff, like people have said in the community, they should, go in order of what's most pressing, which is people that abuse the game. You have a platform where people are able to cheat. Why? It doesn't make any sense. So go after the hackers, please, the cheaters, and then you can start, addressing mods from maybe things that are hurting the business from the actual uh, unreleased content that they're about to release. But even then, step by step. Where's characters as an option here? I can't see it. They don't add her to rein maintenance. Yeah. Before, when there were leaks, the characters' moves were already there. Like that happened to Tech Shigi, that happened to Tech Mirio. Who else was leaked? That happened to Nejire. Some characters, like you see them pop up here in the database. Um, yeah, clearly she in here. Or maybe it was quirk sets I'm thinking about. So I remember seeing Enderverse prematurely as well. But okay, that's what I have. I think the only thing left is to do a summary live recording of everything here, which I don't do often. I've not done that before. I'll try and do a recap just to share it with people who are busy, didn't have a chance to see the stream, but was interested in my POV. So let me live record and hold on. Okay, and three, two, one. Yeah, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, King Zenus. Another breakdown of Stars and Stripes. So this time, now that she's officially had her movesets released in the ultrarumble.com website, I doing a short recap of the movesets and my thoughts on it with the stamp analysis, which is a strategy that you could use as any player to play around meta and also improving the game. So this is the agenda of the breakdown. We'll just start with the pros, advantages of using her more specifically, the cons of using her if you choose to main her. She's a favorite in the show, top favorites in addition to Mirio, Mirko, the Hawks, and then the Stars. And I think that's tied between Endeavor and Dabi as my favorites. So talk about pros of using her, cons, counter attack, if you're being pressured. And two types of counter attacks is offensive and defensive, and then the stamp, general tactics of what you might want to lean towards depending on your playstyle. So getting into it, what is stamp? This is a quality for the skilled gameplay that you can, what's the word, align towards. So survivability is more about staying alive, managing your resources, avoiding damage, accurately uh, being aggressive with your attacks. Several things here contribute towards survivability in the game. I mean, if you're not alive, it's hard to perform in the game anyway. Next is just team support, how you can be supportive. It's aggression, maneuverability, and perception. Perception slash positioning is also the P here because where you position yourselves gives you a lot of advantages in all of these areas above. So you can feel free to ask questions in the comment section if you're interested in more of this breakdown and join our Discord if you catch us live or in my channel handle. Okay, so pros. The alpha has this sort of kinetic chain effect where if you hit someone with direct hits, it also chains to the person next to them. So this is very reminiscent of young AFO's alpha, where you hit one person directly, it also shocks and translates to hit the other person. So direct is going to take more damage, and then quote the chain effect damage if the enemies are close by is also going to transfer, but it's not going to transfer with as much high damage output. And then for beta, this is honestly one of her most oppressive. I think it's her most oppressive quirk because you can't easily roll away from it, right? And then with the gamma, she can be forgiving where if you miss the first gamma, right, that gives her mobility, right? If you put it in a specific type of direction, similar to, All Might's beta, but um, it's not clear yet if she needs to be off her feet to be able to move in that direction or if you need to just be grounded and she moves. But if you miss the first one, you can connect it on the second part. And I put it as a combo ender because we saw from the trailer how we could just zap people down. One thing I was curious about is, how many people can it stack when it does that damage? So that's for alpha, beta, gamma. So the pros is all around, these all work well. And it seems like the beta is what's the word, combo. It's a combo beginner, right? Like you could chain a lot of things with that. Sip of water. So for character and team dynamic, she's definitely a AoE enhancer. I see her as more of a hybrid technical type of character, support and assault. She's everything but strike, especially given her base quirk doesn't make her strong herself, but it's how she makes these commands that then support her. So we could see a future Stars and Stripes quirk that is technical or a different sign, since there's a lot of options you could use with that character, right? But the team combos is just anyone AoE. So Red Shiggy, especially on the ground with her beta, is going to be very toxic and oppressive. AFO in the air is going to be very toxic and oppressive. It's going to be hard to avoid a OG old AFO doing his gamma in addition to Stars gamma as well. Those two things are um, stacked. The timing is going to be very different to try and roll out of those things, but also end game as well. So you can already anticipate and imagine um, what it's like dealing with her. And so that brings me to the cons, which is she's going to be very oppressive. since she can be very oppressive. And one thing that I even neglected to put in here as well is also her special. Her special is a real trump card in terms of enhancing your survivability in the game, because it gives her 10%, not 10%, 10 points of healing of her HP. And it also can be used on teammates from a distance, right? So you know how Mirio, if you're aiming from a distance, you can like teleport towards people. Well, with her, within a distance, she can see them, and then she can command the skill to be around them uh, instead of herself. So cons is be prepared to be focused. I'm going to be prepared to be focused when I'm playing as this character. I might, be frustrated, like, oh my gosh, why being focused this much? But I think the important thing is, like, kind of know what comes with it. Like, as a Kurogiri secondary main, I'm aware that, okay, I take people's KOs away from them by trying to save my teammates. So if I'm spotted, I'm used to being in that area of being focused. So just be prepared to keep it moving when you're playing as this character. The counter attack. So this is if you're being chased, right? And you're playing as stars. So the ability to maneuver and survive is like a very important part of this game, because it's going to be very oppressive where, let's say, there's a character you care about. And I know this even though I give all the meta people a hard time, because most of the time you can tell if people are like meta slaves, which means they're only as good as plain meta characters in the game, or they actually genuinely care about that character, right? Because they're a favorite in the show. But if you're being chased, you could use the beta for evasion in two ways, kind of like similar to Tech Dabi's traps. You set them close to a corner, a door, a bush where you're healing if you want to break line of sight, and then if they come towards it, then they get pulled in, right? So they have to like move around the beta instead. And then offensively, you can use your alphas as you're moving. Right, so set the beta first, and then you can set your alphas, right? Or your gamma to keep moving away, because her gamma is her main mobility. And then for alpha, possibly like Denki, where you know how you have strike Denki to put the things around. So I'm wondering with her, does the splash damage when we see that orb? I'll preview it to you guys if you haven't seen it. Then the question is, does it have to be direct hits before it connects with someone, or does it actually do some splash damage to some extent around? And that is it. I wish you guys good luck. I'll just silently preview all the movesets in case you have not seen this yet and you're catching up for the first time here as well. That's the trailer. So I'll just leave this here to play silently and share thoughts one more time. Very oppressive. Old AF or Alpha, easily pull them in. So if it's timed, in between each other's moves, Old AF were doing that. Doing his Gamma on top of her Beta. Problems, especially endgame as the circle gets smaller. They do a good job of showing the demonstration of using Beta, Alpha, and Gamma here. It's going to be interesting to know how many people she can stack up towards that, or if shields can block it. And then this is just the Alpha here at this point. So it does that chain. Good to know what length, like if there's 8 people here, are they all going to eat it, or is there a limit of how much it chains? Also, does it have to be directly hit on a person, or can it be hit in between here, right? Like if it's hit in between these 2 people, will they take like a percentage of the actual damage? At level 9, we can see clearly it's the AoE is larger, but so is the hit. I think they should do that to show it walks in multiple directions, whether someone is above or is grounded. That's level 1. That's level 1 as well, so she could still do that for movement. Does her alpha go over buildings? Yep, that's the good question we're asking. My suspicion is yes. My suspicion would be yes. It would. But given everything she has, I think it's fair they don't do that. But notice how slow it's coming down. Because it shows the wave of punishing someone. And then this is for movement, so similar to All Might's beta, right? And somewhat slow towards the end, so she's not someone that would easily be able to escape, because once that's done, she needs to start being offensive. And then the best part of her kit is the fact that this moves around her. Look! Like, it's the fact the whole orb moves around her, you know? And the percentage is much more slower here. But what I'm finding interesting is, I'll show you guys later on, but it moves way faster. I think that's a demonstration for, S.T.A.M.P. Maybe they're just showing it here in training, right? And then they change the simulation to be, well, what if she's like, it's endgame. You can see it moves way faster now, right? So it's proportionate. It depletes proportionately to how much storm damage is potent. So the more toxic storm damage is, so the more end game it is, the less it is. So it's not reliable to just chill, like run away, like, oh, we'll crash out in stars, you can run and, heal in storm just fine. So yeah, leave comments on what you think. Look at this range here, happens to All Might, and then he's covered. So what King Cass was saying with Dabi, that would be really, really good. Really good on him. But that's the reaction. Going to let me know what you guys think in the comment section. We can follow these guys. King Cass, Taz does good updates and content too. And then Discord for Zol if you want consistent good updates. That's where I also get my information from. Yeah, man. Good luck with the rolls. Y'all got this. Sorry, like I had to do that small little recording. Also, I want to know if people can beam her while in the avatar state. Oh yeah, that's true. Can people beam her? Yes, they should. We don't know yet, but they should. Actually, I mean, at that point, it's just really unfair, right? It's just really unfair. Like, why not? Why not? You know? But let me catch up to answer all your questions before I end stream. They don't add her to maintenance. Yep. Maintenance for JP's downtime starts 8:30 p.m. Oh, okay. Also, I want to know if people can beam her while in that avatar state. Yeah, I think they should. I did figure her stuff would go down quicker depending on storm damage. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's good balance, so it honestly makes sense. We've covered a lot, though. I'm definitely excited for her. This is the first meta character I've been playing since Mirio in Season 5. I played more consistently. Because after Mirio and Strike Dabi, I was like, I can't just keep getting used to meta characters, man. And I had bias because those two are favorite in the shows, but since then, I still stuck to them, but any other meta character that wasn't a favorite in the show, I just skipped. Yeah, man, I'll be back later on. maybe in like 2 hours or an hour just to get it out the way earlier. But then I'll catch you guys too. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Shout out to Light the Programmer, Azuz, Shadow Shaq, Soul Slayer Lee, Rawia, that was here earlier, Donnie, Kill, and everyone else who tuned in. I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one. Catch you on the next one. Good luck with rolls. Good luck with rolls.